For the next 2 weeks, we get to visit parts of Germany, Austria, as well as a day trip to the Dolomites, and even a day trip to Bratislava. We absolutely love this part of the world because of its incredible scenery and its hiking. So if you're interested, then keep watching because this trip was absolutely amazing. Good morning, everybody. We are finally here in the beautiful city of Innsbruck. This is day 2 of our trip because yesterday we spent half the day in Munich where we visited the residence or the formal royal palace. But this morning we are in Innsbruck. Innsbruck is actually the 5th largest city in Austria with a population of 132,000 people. It's also known internationally as a winter sports center because it did host the 1964 and 1976 Winter Olympics. Since we arrived early morning before our room was ready, we decided to head out to the beautiful Altstadt or the Old Town to appreciate the scenery, the architecture, and familiarize ourselves with our surroundings. So this afternoon we are going to Innsbruck Schloss Ambras, which is a castle. It's actually about 20 minutes away from Innsbruck, so we had to take the bus. Obviously the weather is a bit cloudy today, but I think it's much better than the weather we had yesterday in Munich. So the Ambras Castle was built during the 16th century and it's beautifully located in the hills above Innsbruck. Before going in, we spent some time looking at these cute peacocks, but unfortunately, I don't think the female peacock was too interested by her neighbor. We eventually did go inside the castle. I didn't take too many videos, but it was a very nice visit, and I thought it was a great introduction to Austrian castles. We also checked out the small museum that was outside the castle. This was very interesting because there were many things I had never seen before. So tickets here cost 16 euros, which is a bit more steep than what it was yesterday in Munich, but it does give you access to the upper castle grounds as well as the lower castle, and then the gardens are really nice, including the peony garden. So we're a bit exhausted, so we just went back to a hotel room, and it's actually really nice. So we are staying at the AC Marriott in Innsbruck. And so when you enter, you have the closet, bathroom somewhere in here. We got 2 beds, but I'm super excited about this view. So today it is cloudy, but I think the other days it's going to be so gorgeous. Unfortunately, the following day the weather was definitely not gorgeous. The rain put a damper on our plans to visit Innsbruck, so we had to think of something else. Hi everyone, and good morning from the Dolomites. So there's been a little change of plans. So this morning when we woke up at Innsbruck, the weather was absolutely horrendous. The weather forecast predicted pretty much rain the whole day, so we had to think of a plan B, and plan B was the Dolomites. We picked this specific town because it was easily accessible by public transit from Innsbruck, but also because the weather still allowed us to explore this town. We would have loved to visit Siceda because it's also easily accessible from Innsbruck, but again, because of the weather, we knew our view would be obstructed up there. One of the key attractions in this town is the St. Magdalena Church. It's a gentle workout to go up and totally worth it.
Oh, it's all lower down.
So the weather is definitely much better here than it was in Innsbruck, although it is still very cloudy. I'm not sure if we'll get to see the peaks of the mountains, but it's already really good. If you ever check on Google Funes Valley and St. Magdalena Church, you'll see the iconic pictures of the Green Valley, the beautiful church, and a backdrop of sharp peaks, but unfortunately we did not get to see this because of the weather, but this only means that we'll have to come back in the future. So it's really not that easy to get here, but the village of Santa Magdalena is somewhere over there, and then we had to walk up to get to the church, and then we followed the path to come here. Even though we didn't get to see the mountain peaks today, I have to say that the scenery here is so beautiful, and we are approaching the sheep. So let me just show you. And you even see some baby sheep over there. Unfortunately, it started to rain shortly after, so we figured it was time to find a restaurant for lunch. To be honest, there aren't too many options in this town, but we are so happy that we got to try this one because this was actually one of my favorite meals of the whole trip. While we were happily enjoying our gnocchi and our ravioli, the rain was just getting stronger and stronger, so we decided to go for an affogato. So we just finished lunch and it was so delicious. It was definitely the best meal we had so far. And then we just came out and we can finally see the peaks of some of the mountains. So we're super excited and we're going to walk back to the village and hopefully get more shots.
Forward, but that's it.
So we're slowly walking back to some of the photo spots. I don't know if you can see behind me, but the peaks are so gorgeous. So St. John's Church is over there, and then if you turn you have the restaurant where we ate lunch, and then the mountains. As you can see, the clouds never cleared completely, and then it only started to get worse and worse. So unfortunately the nice sunshine only lasted maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and as you can see it is cloudy again, so I think we're going to wait a few more minutes and see if the sun comes back. The following morning, we went to the main bus station to grab the shuttle and go to Swarovski Kristallwelten. Good morning! Today is day 4. We're here in Innsbruck and the weather is finally looking good. And so this morning we are going to, we're actually already at Swarovski Kristallwelten, which is one of the top 3 attractions here in Innsbruck. And hopefully the weather still looks good this afternoon because we were planning on going to top of Innsbruck at the top of a mountain called Nordkette, and we'll see if we have time for another attraction later on. So according to this sign, this is one of the largest hand-cut crystals in the world with 100 facets and made in 1995. And this is a Salvatore Dali piece. There's also an Andy Warhol piece. So I didn't know before coming here, but this place is like a museum where the different exhibits are actually masterpieces from different artists. They also have some outfits made of Swarovski crystals, so this is for Elton John. This gorgeous necklace was for Madonna, and this stuff was for Marilyn Monroe. They also have this really cute, I guess, music chamber, and you have the big band, the Statue of Liberty, and other beautiful attractions from the world. And it's all decorated with Swarovski crystals too. So there's a combination of chandeliers and lots of mirrors as well. There's even a crystal Taj Mahal. So there's even an outdoor section to this place, and so we left the outdoor part for the end, although I guess you could also start with this if you wanted to. This attraction was included in the Innsbruck card that we did buy for 48 hours, so then we used the card to go to our next attraction, which was Nordkette. So we are slowly making our way up to the top of Nordkette, so you have to change cable cars a couple of times. So this is what we're doing, but the weather looks really nice, and hopefully we can see something at the top. So this is the Seagrab station. We're not at the top yet. So we already ordered, and while we were ordering, I just heard some cowbells. So I don't know if you can see, but there's some, I think, cows at the bottom. So we just got our food, and since we're in Austria, of course, we had to get a schnitzel. So this is pork schnitzel, some fries, it comes with jam, and this is a potato salad. Oh, it smells good. So now that we're done with lunch, we're going to take the last cable car to go to the top and look at these views. They're so beautiful. So we're really lucky today, and I think we're gonna try to walk all the way to the cross over there. And I'm not sure, but I think I spot some mountain goats there on the cliff. It's so beautiful, so stunning here. So we are here in early June, and as you can see, there's definitely a lot of snow. I shouldn't say a lot, some snow on the path. So we just sat to take a little break, and as you can see, we're sort of in the cloud. Oh, and just like that, it's gone. So we're almost at the top, and I'll just show you what it looks like, but the 360 view is really gorgeous. So the top is somewhere there, and you've got mountains and more mountains and more mountains. And we found our little friends just eating grass. This is what the top looks like. Because there's still snow here, we have to go back down this way, which is the path we took to go up. But we know that the weather forecast predicted rain showers later this afternoon, so I think it's time for us to slowly make our way down. So earlier we were at the top of that little mountain there, and then we saw people climbing there, which looks way more tricky. And we made it down closer to the cable car station. So this is Seagrub Station again, where we had lunch. But we just came here because now you can see the city down there without the clouds obstructing the view. So this mountain is actually a great starting point for lots and lots of hikes, which we do not have time to do today. But if you're here for a few days, then I think it's totally worth it. I was actually looking for the sheep because I heard them when we were coming down. And let's just say that we have found quite a few. As we were going back to the center of Innsbruck, we had to take the funicular down, so we decided to stop by the zoo. So this is the final stop for today, but we're here at the Alpine Zoo, which happens to be very close to the old city. We managed to see a good variety of animals, but honestly would only visit the Alpine Zoo if it's included in the Innsbruck card. So last stop of the day, we are back at Marketplatz. Because so far all the pictures we took, well, we couldn't see the top of the mountains, but as you can see today, it looks completely different. This spot was the iconic postcard view of Innsbruck, so we decided it was the perfect spot for a little snack and some drinks. It was finally time to head back to our hotel room and rest our feet, but also to enjoy the stunning views of Innsbruck from our hotel room one last time. So we'll see you in our next video where we visit the historic city of Salzburg and we do a couple of day trips from there.